Relaxational. Hello, how's it going? Hi, Bri. Um, I'll be honest, I'm bored. I'm like, this is driving me nuts. I don't want to go do anything, but I want to do something. Hey, Jane. And I'm like, I should be doing a video. Like, I don't want to do a video. I'm procrastinating. Hi, Ronnie. I said, I'll just talk to my friends. I'm sure somebody else is up right now. It's the Saturday before Halloween, so people are celebrating. He's doing better, Bri. He's not well. He's not well, but he's better. So I'm going to rant for a minute. So you're a night owl, says Luxational. I have a puppy coming to visit. What? Oh, no, you're gonna run away now? Can you come closer? No? You're running away. Okay, how about you? You're gonna only ever get to see him because she always runs away. Now he has to go run after her. Hey, Pixie. So anyway, it was I'm ranting for a minute. So his mother needed James's attention, and normally we do errands for her, especially on the weekends. And the problem is he doesn't feel well. He spent 2 days in the ER essentially. So we asked his brother, hey, and they're an hour away, so it's not exactly easy. Yeah, Jennifer, that was Pugsley, for them to come down here. I get it. Or come up. They're south or north. Let's put you know what? I've never even tried on this lipstick. Huh, a little bit on the orange coral side, whatever. So anyway, um, so we asked them to come up and see James's mother in the nursing home, mainly because, like, if he does have a viral infection, hey Maya, like, you don't want him going into a nursing facility where people are elderly and compromised. It's like, no, no, no. So they said, okay, we'll come up. So then we okay. So if your brother has been in the hospital and has this virus, something's wrong, we don't know what, you don't actually come into the house, right? So I missed the show last night. What's wrong with James? James is not well. He is we know it's either viral or some other infection. His white cell counts were large are higher than they should be. His bilirubins were too high. So basically he got 6 units of um fluid within 24 hours, two different ER visits, and then a doctor visit. It was a lot. That was yesterday's live. So I was exhausted yesterday. Yeah, we went to we went to one ER on Thursday, and then we went to see our doctor on Friday. The doctor on Friday says, go back to the ER, go to this ER. We went to that ER, and he got another 3 more units of fluid, and he's doing much better now. I mean, they gave him an antibiotic because it could be a viral infection, it could be a sinus infection, it could just be beginnings of a urinary tract infection. There is an infection. We know there's something wrong. We just don't know what type. So it's kind of like, well, we'll give you an antibiotic because it doesn't hurt to take it. Rest, drink plenty of liquid. Don't drink anything with caffeine and sleep. That's pretty much what the doctors told him. So he's been doing that today. So he told his mom. His mom wanted to see him. Like, okay, mom. She's like, no, no, mom. So his brother came up. They came to get the van to go get mom, to drop off laundry, go have lunch, and I think pick up a grocery order. Okay. So I left early in the morning ish because I was restless. And every time if I get up and do something in here, the dogs will come and hear me, or sometimes they'll come back and forth and they'll wake him up, right? So I left him asleep with the children, the fur babies, and I left the house and I went to the coffee shop and I hung out. I started my. Let me go get it. No, I'll go get it. Hold on. So I grabbed Well, hello, Pugsley. Um, I grabbed this bag and I got one of my projects in here that I've had on the to-do list for 2 years, 2 years, at least 2 years. So I took this to the coffee shop with me, and it's just an inexpensive needlepoint kit. So this is the back. This is the front. It is a William Morris strawberry picker design. I love this motif. It was, the Morris is 18, sometimes he was alive in the 1800s, 1900s, probably straddling both. Very popular with wallpaper in England. So anyway, I went to the coffee shop, sat down, working on that project, and I get texts from James saying, "Oh, my brother's coming to get the van. You have to clothes in your car." I'm like, "I do? I didn't even know I had clothing in my car first, Mom." So, um, anyway, so they show up. So he's not resting as much as he should because now he's been texting back and forth with Mom and brother. So brother comes over, gets the clothes, they do their thing. So I'm sitting there at the coffee shop thinking, okay, James, would you want me, and now that I know he's up, right? Like, do you want me to come get you food? Do you want to go get food? How are you feeling? Do you want me to make soup? Because I was going to make chicken soup. But when I'm sick, I always want chicken soup, chicken and rice soup, every single time. James is a different person. So sometimes when he's sick, he wants a hamburger, which I never understood. It's not my thing. It's his thing. It's his sick. When I feel sick and I don't feel good, I want a hamburger. I'm like, okay, do you want a hamburger or do you want, and he wants cream of mushroom soup, where I want a broth soup. So totally different. I'm sick. I don't feel good. So he was like, well, whatever you want. I'm like, well, then I'm going to go get some vegetables and I'm going to come home and make chicken soup because I think it's still a better thing. Um, so I went I went over to the Mercado, grabbed some vegetables, came home, started cooking, and um, the pugs are very pugly. They're very much like, "Oh, you're in the kitchen? I want to be in the kitchen if you're in the kitchen. Is there some good things in this kitchen?" Like they're very cute. So I made chicken soup. And then while we're doing this and I'm waiting for it to do its thing, his sister-in-law comes in the house with his nephew because they came after the lunch. So they came in, they're waiting for Mike to get back with the van so they can all get together and leave, right? Well, they come in to see the dogs. Well, this means James now is socializing and they're in the house. It's like, do you not know he has an infection we don't know that could be sharing, you know? So it doesn't matter. They're just clueless people. So they're there for at least 30 minutes. And then so James had them come up here to do this so he didn't have to deal with his mom. And then he still had to deal with his family anyway. So whatever. So they left, and then soup's on the stovetop. James is feeling a bit better. He actually got up and played some video games for several hours, which is amazing. I'm sure he's ready to crash now because um he is feeling better, but he's not well. Okay, not well. I'm just hoping tomorrow, another day of just sleeping in, he's gonna get better. That on Monday, I mean, he might be here, but I don't know. I think he needs another day off, but I'll have to probably go into the office on Monday. Sometimes I want a burger, onion rings, and a shake when I'm not feeling good. I hope James feels better soon, right? Well, we did go to Dairy Queen. We just went to Dairy Queen. I wanted a Blizzard, and he got a steak finger basket. So that's actually a positive that he's feeling well enough to want to eat food. So we did have chicken and rice soup at lunch, and then he was very happy to have the soup. And now he had what makes him feel better, which is chicken. I mean steak, a steak finger basket. He actually doesn't like chicken. Um, so it's like, but I believe in the miracle of a chicken soup. And it does have to have bones in the chicken soup. Some people don't understand that. It's part of the process. You have to put bones in your chicken soup to make it taste good. Um, Dairy Queen makes everything better, says Ronnie. Hey, Saya! You did too? I get okay, so the blizzard I get used to be the Oreo blizzard. And then I discovered the pecan turtle cluster blizzard, and it's my new favorite thing. The salty pecans in there are like everything. I love it. Hey, Apple Blonde, we're just hanging out. I got a new shelf in today. I started off ranting about my family, and then my sister, okay, I haven't even gotten there yet. My sister calls me and she's off shopping. She went to Costco. Nobody goes, you should never go to, they have a pumpkin pie blizzard? Oh my goodness, I didn't know that was such a thing. That sounds awesome. Is is that as good as it sounds? Because I love pie spice. I do. I love nutmeg and allspice and mace and cinnamon. You can't put enough cinnamon and stuff for me. I love spice. So anyway, my twin went to Costco on a Saturday. I'm like, and they go right. I mean, it's Saturday. Costco opens at 10 a.m. on Saturday. They're there at 9:45 a.m. No parking. This is a Costco. You know Costco has the parking. Yeah, no, it was full. So they get to Costco. It's better than it normally is. It was a $300 grocery cart versus the normal 4 or 5 because she has it's Costco. You go in there for, a few things. Next thing you leave out with it's like $500 cart. That's just I used to call Costco the $100 club. It graduated to the $200 club. I mean, for James and I who were chintzy, we would go in there and spend $100, right? Every time you walk in there, you spend $100. I don't care what you buy. I don't care if you buy 3 things, you spent $100. And she was talking about the prices. So anyway, so she went to Costco, and then the kids went home, and then she abandoned the kids with dad, and she went out to Close Mentor, found some fabulous Disney tops. I'm so jealous. And then she bought what else did she buy? A dress or something? I don't know. She didn't look at the bags, of course. And then she went to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, bought something there. And then the next thing, she's gone to HEB. All this whole time, she's done all these things today. I've been at home lying around, making soup, reading a book, taking a nap. Like, really, I have not been doing much. And then she went out and done Katie says I spent 300 at Costco last Sunday and I didn't buy. I know. You don't have to buy a lot. You can just put in like 5 things, and next thing you know, it's a $300 basket because everything is $20 or higher. Everything. And if you put meat in there, that's $50 right there. So anyhow, um she goes to HEB. So HEB is another grocery store, right? So she went to Costco for the bulk items. They get all her paper goods and they get a lot of specific things at Costco. And then they go to the HEB store because they get other specific things at HEB. And I'm like, so between the two grocery stores, it still was a $500 pay. She's like, yes. She's like, I'm so broke. I bought so much. I didn't buy enough food. And she goes, and I didn't buy the right food. She bought food, but we always forget something. I'm just happy I don't have to worry about feeding other people other than James and I. And uh, honestly, James can feed himself, but Target is bad. Like for one thing, I end up Target. My sister spends all her money at Target, Costco, HEB, Walmart. When she goes to Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Close Mentor, those are for her. But when she's going, and if you have her kids, add a couple $100. If you have your husband, add $200 or $300. Apparently, taking your whole family to the grocery store is the worst thing you can ever do. And Jen says, "Oh gosh, Andy came too." I'm like, "How much are you gonna spend?" And then, so I did get one of the things I ordered today came in. So, what happened with me? Target is your weakness. Target gives me decision fatigue. Target is too stressful for me. Target and Walmart are too stressful for me. Honestly, it's why I'm an online shopper. Yeah, I can't do Walmart. I can't do Target. It's just too much. They're too big. When Walmart was smaller, I could do it, and even a small Target, I can do it. But then Target and Walmart incorporated groceries, and then they became these superstores, and it's just like I cannot. And plus, I have a Walmart locally, but I don't have anything else locally. Like my nearest Target's 30 minutes away, a little bit more than 30 minutes away. So anyway, I came home, made soup, everything, and then I had this shelf show up. So I bought a shelf. I sold a bag to Pixie, and she's here. And with the money, I bought a shelf with it. So as I sell stuff, I can buy things, right? So I sold a bag, I bought a shelf. Oh my gosh. I need about 5 more of these. I'm not sure it's gonna be enough. And I picked the shelf I picked, I did because I could do it without James assembling anything. So those big shelves behind me that are better for bag storage, he has to assemble those. He hates doing it. The other wooden shelves over there, he had to assemble those. He hates doing it. So I found some shelves that require almost zero assembly. They unfold. They collapse and then they unfold and they have a I'll show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to move it right over here. Hang on. So I emptied one big bin and half of another one. And then just kind of put stuff up here that was in the way. And I dropped stuff. So this has wheels. This is metal. Do you see how big this is? Yeah, the camera can't even focus. The camera's like, what? So this is the bookshelf I bought. It's a metal bookcase. It's from Timu, a local warehouse, so it's local in the country. And then I just started putting everything on here that could fit and shoving stuff in here. I mean, to most people, it's still too crammed, but honestly, um, it's better than them being in a bin. And I was actually going to show you this, Lex. Remember I told you I have an Alexa? This is an Alexa. This is the Mulberry Alexa vintage made in England bag. I have two Mulberry bags left. The third one, the Bayswater, I sold last January. Um, so I have this one left, and I have the Darwin one left. And so and I found it stuffed in the bin. I know, girl, I know. So this is a gorgeous bag. The leather is amazing. This is a vintage one. So this one is still, I think this was made in Turkey, not, or it could be in either Turkey or made in England. Let me double check. You know, because there's a weird story behind the Mulberry brand. It was sold in this was made in Turkey, not England. The Bayswater was made in England. That one sold. So the mulberry bags used to be made in England, and then they are made in Turkey, and now that none of them are made in England anymore. Not that I know of. I think the company sold. It was a weird investment thing. There's a whole history on it that I don't know. Yeah, but this is one of those really cool bags. That just gorgeous. I know it's smushy and slouchy, and it's not at all like the new mulberries or the new Alexa mulberry. The new ones have a structured leather, more of a stiffer pebbled leather. This is very slouchy, very lived in, very much like a cool satchel bag. And the new ones you've seen, like James Jans shown them. Melissa Wade Adams has one. A few people, I think even Dee Dee Bean and I think Winnie has a mulberry, a little tiny one. But they're different now, and I like this one. Is just It's just cool. It's cool. Um, and then so I've just been shoving things in here as I can fit them all. And I have a black Burrow bag I didn't even know I owned. Like I literally didn't know I owned it. I'm like, when did I buy that? How long has it been in this bin that I didn't remember buying it? A slouchy, smushy look. Me too. Dee Dee. I've been listening to my private. You've been listening to my private thoughts. I'm going to count once I open all my boxes. Well, I have the same problem. But here's the thing. Do I really want to know? Yes, I have the gorgeous pink Alexa, like that, the mini flap. I forgot the name. Yeah, yeah. So looking at how many bags are shoved into here. This was in 1.5 bins. It didn't fit everything, and I mean, I probably could if I did some more finagling, but um, like I haven't unearthed this bag in like a year. I got this from Melissa's Corner. Yeah, we want to know. I want to know, but I don't know if I want to know. Like, okay, I want to know because I want to tell people like this is what I have, and at the same time, I don't want to admit it. I don't want to know if I have 400 bags, which we know we probably do. We all know this. Craig is probably correct. Because, you know, because guys, this is 1.5 really big bins. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 bins in here. 10. Granted, they're not as big as the one that this one was. 2 of them are. 8 of them aren't. It's still a lot, okay? First step is admitting it, right, Ronnie? That's so pretty. Yeah. Count the level um on one shelf. Count one level on one shelf. Okay, let me count one of these. Well, let's count what's on this, just this one, okay? Um, I literally could do a shop my closet challenge for the entire year you have bag collector's dream. That's true, Maya. That's true. Literally, that's true. I have enough bags I can have a different bag every single day and probably still have more choices. I really do have a lot of bags. More bags than days in the year. I'm pretty sure I do. Pretty sure. I did use my cash in today and I used my Louis Vuitton bag. So okay, let me count the top shelf. That's easy. There's only 4 bags up there because those are my really big bags. Um, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, oh, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 37. And that's hoping there's no bags inside of bags. And that's not even the bags on the outside. Okay, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. There's 41 bags on this one shelf. On this one bookcase. I think 400 might be an underestimation. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to. I know, 41 bags on this shelf because I have them crammed on the bottom and they're thin, so they're smushed together. And I have 4 of them are just hanging on the outside. And I honestly can fit more in here. But I'm trying to be more 1.5 bins. That was only 1.5 bins. And then the reason why it wasn't two full bins is because I had other bags around that I stuffed up here. So bags that weren't in the bin showed up in here. So when the bags that are in the bin are some of my boxers, they're bigger. So my boxer bags are a lot bigger. I didn't want to cram them in here. At least 300 in bins. Jane, I do believe you could be correct. Somewhere there's a uh, employee at the Hawaiian beach counting his commission. Yes, duty. Yep, yep. But you know, the thing of the matter is, almost everything here is pre-loved. Almost every single thing. Let me see if anything on this shelf was brand new. The Kipling bag was new. This one was new. One, two, three. 3 out of 41 bags were brand new. Everything else was pre-loved. Everything. But I like those that shelf system because it has wheels. And yeah. Yeah, so this is the same type of shelf as that one, just one level shorter. So yeah, we're not gonna count that one because there's probably 40 in that one. Um, you don't understand what's underneath at the base of that bottom shelf. I have the bags, the flat totes stacked. Hey Marilla. So okay, one bookcase that's 40. You know what I should do? I should write it on a sticky note. Um, I have this convenient sticky note. Dee Dee Bean gave me this, and I'm going to put this on that bookcase saying that there's 41 bags on here. 41 bags. And then I'm using tape to make sure it stays. We counted one of my bookcases, Marilla. I have 41 bags. Hey Monica, 41 bags on one bookcase. And as I count these bookcases, I will keep a bunch of Mickey sticky notes so that I can keep count. I'm having a bag display so I can see them. All keeps me from. But that's what I'm trying to do, Monica. That's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to go through the bags too to see which ones are the ones I keep grabbing because I have noticed that even though I can use a different bag every day, I still tend to pick some of the same bags. Um, 41 times 10 equals 410. Well, some of those bins are smaller. Mm, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Eventually, my goal is as I sell stuff, I'm gonna get pretty much just entire room of these shelves just stacked. They have wheels, I can just move them around. Um, safe, let's say under 1,000. I don't think James would agree with my it's safe, let's say it's under 1,000. You know, when I first started this channel and I knew I had 200 bags when I started the channel, he said, "Are you upset that you're going to have to get down to 100 bags?" I said, "No, I'm upset that I have 200 bags." And now I started with 200 bags. And a year and a half later, yeah, don't have to give an exact number. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no exact numbers. I'm just like it's partially for me to realize how to see them. I need to see them. Like I didn't realize I had that black burrow. I knew I had I've been telling you whenever I see a burrow I can afford, I buy it and they're not in the same place. So I have a bin that has a bunch of burrows, and then I went over and saw that, oh, where'd that burrow come from? And where did this one come from? So there's two burrows outside of the bin of burrows I showed you guys the other day. I'm like, oh my goodness, how many of these bags do I have? That's when I start feeling like a hoarder. Oh, because I know they're a limited commodity. Like you can't get, they're not made anymore. So what's out there's out there, and I know they're very expensive, and I think they're some of the best bags Coach ever made. So when I see one, I buy one, and I've actually given two to Craig. So it's not as if I've kept everything I've purchased, but still, I think I gave two to Craig. I know I gave one to Craig. No, I gave one to Craig, and one is going to Craig. So two will end up at Craig's house from all the ones I've bought. It's Craig's fault. He's the one who keeps he that's one of his favorite bags. So he says, Jackie, you need to get this. And then he says, okay. And then I got one. And I got five. No, no hang tags. I keep buying reusable bags from Baggu. Just they just dropped a gingham Hello Kitty and a Sunreal website. I never use these bags. I don't want to oh my gosh, but they're Baggu bags. Aren't they supposed to be like super awesome, great bags to use? Yeah, Monica says the burrows are keeper. Marilla says burrows are keepers. Yes. Then Monica says true bride collectors don't count. We can't count. We can't. Try to get rid of the lower quality bags that you don't care. That's what I'm trying to do, Marilla. That's what I'm really trying to do. There's a lot of bags in my collection that are just okay. I need to get rid of the just okay bags and keep the I love you bags. I have a lot of I love you bags. I love a lot of bags, but I don't use all the same bags. So I've noticed, and I was talking to Craig about this, that Craig the enabler, um, I said that, it's the thing, a problem is like, I go through phases like everybody else. Like right now, I need a bunch of tote bags because of work and I'm going back and forth to the office. But when we were in lockdown, I never left the house. I never even used a bag. I was using, I think I was using that Dreamers collection from that little dreamy pochette thing. I was using this one during the lockdown. You know, that's a dress up your purse special. And I think they're re-releasing that, by the way. Moving moving some things out of the way. Okay. Now I can roll around. So I read my previous comment and block the Goodwill website. I think if you finally get a total count, you may be encouraged to get rid of some. Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna get rid of some now. And yes, I do need to block the Goodwill website because I'm addicted to hunting for bags. um it's a chase, if I just bought new bags, I really wouldn't buy that many bags because I don't like that many new bags. But you give me a used bag and it's a whole new game. I'm in like, oh, that's so great. I love that bag. As soon as there's age on a bag, use on a bag, once it's broken in by somebody else, I want it. You know, it's the breaking in process, the breakdown, the first scuff. I do the same thing with cars too. I like used cars. I like not being the first person to damage, ding, or mar it. The first time the walls got dinged and the dog scraped up the siding or whatever they did in this house. It was like, oh, it was perfect. And now it's lived in. Gotta close the store. Okay, Saya. Uh, I also need to stop buying stuff from Dress Up Your. I need to stop buying stuff from Dress Up Your Purse. I have tried. I love the multicolored Dress Up Your Purse bag you just showed. Yes, I. Here's the thing. That bag. That okay. This bag was a set, right? So this set had a little clasp, uh, hardware that this it was supposed to be like the pochette, multi pochette. And what I learned from buying this was I hate the multi pochette. I like them separately. I hated them together. And here's the thing though, this is $200. $200 for this set. Now I would be paying 200. I would not do it. I would not do that now. But several years ago, pandemic times, I said I wanted it for a long time. I thought, hey, it's this great collection. It's great mirrored leather. It's awesome. I'll spend $200 on that. Now it's like, man, I could buy 4 bags. I mean, literally, I guess it's a 2 bags, but still, I wouldn't buy this for $200 today. I really want, and she's re-releasing these, so they're re-released this Dreamer collection. This is supposed to be in response to the Chanel, metallic, whatever. And I just love the colors, and I still love the colors. But tell me how many times, let me tell you how many times I've used this bag as a bag, maybe 5. And I've had this for years, years. But I was using this during the pandemic, but we were only going to the grocery store. But, and even during the pandemic, I still think I've only used this set 5 times. Really. And it's just, and I have the special like extra cool. Hey, Christiana, this is the LV inspired. It has all the flourish on here. It doesn't have any LVs. It just has the flourish. And I got this special. That's why it was so expensive. That came from a Etsy seller. So this was a really expensive thing to splurge on for me, and at the time, and I really loved it. But at the time, everybody was talking about the multi pochette um whatever that thing is called, the multi-pochette with the, the guitar strap and the coin purse. That was like the thing everybody was carrying, and I really thought it was cool. Everybody said it has two little bags, and then they came up with this version of it, and it was in leather, not in LV monogram, and so I fell for it. I said, okay, let me buy this, and then I think these are the coolest cosmetic bags I've ever purchased because I don't use them for a bag. Um, but yeah, so they're beautiful and they're for sale if anybody wants them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Um, they've been hanging up, sitting around forever and ever and ever. Amen. And so, if anybody's really in love with them, talk to me. Um, but I've had to stop buying from Dress Up Your Purse because a lot of the times, most of the straps I purchase from them, I like still. Oh, that was from Dress Up Your Purse. That was literally from Dress Up Your Purse before her Cecile Melody collection came out, right? This is way back. Um, when she was just doing small SLGs. Do you know she's doing a new collection though? She Dress Up Your Purse, Melody Cecile is doing a collaboration. So I don't know if it's a Dress Up Your Purse or the Melody Cecile plus Hello Catwalk City. They're doing a collab where Hello Catwalk City, I think her name's Hannah, if I can remember correctly. She has a bag she designed and with her and Melody, and they're going to release it. Oh yeah, they're beautiful. And that's supposed to be lambskin, mirrored lambskin. Oh, did you guys see um Meredith's video today about her mirrored Alma GM. Oh my gosh, that bag is phenomenal and it's not Vernis leather. I'm like, what? They changed it from a Vernis leather to a coated canvas, a mirrored coated canvas. So it wouldn't have the Vernis leather, issues. Um, I was Katie said I was obsessed with the LV multi pochette until I finally tried one in store and decided it wasn't for me. That's Katie. That's why I bought that combo, thinking I was gonna love it, thinking it was gonna be great, and I hated it. I hated the. It was just to me, if I put anything in the front pouch, it would just be like I never accessed it at all. I only put something in the main pouch. Hey, Ravi. Yeah, Hannah's her name. Yeah, so I'm interested in see what she come out with. I'm probably still not gonna buy. I'm gonna be honest. I really haven't been watching a lot of Catwalk City's stuff. I like her, but she's gone down this minimalistic route, which is fine. But and I don't have a problem with that. Except I kind of feel preached at sometimes. Like I feel like I'm a maximalist. Like I have 40 bags on one bookcase. Like you can't I can't deal with the well, I can only have so many bags. No, you can have as many bags as you want. So does it come with a chain strap cotton web no, the one I have does not have it it didn't well it might have had a chain strap. It never had the cotton strap. It didn't have the cotton strap and the round thing. It just had the two pochettes. Yeah. But it's Dress Up Your Purse. You can change it all. I mean, I think there might have been an option for that and I just didn't do it. Um, and I don't even have the I don't even think I have the little attachment hooks anymore to make them attach because I unhooked it and I don't know what happened to that. It went somewhere. I haven't watched Hello Catwalk City in a while too. Yeah, I just haven't watched her. I haven't really been watching that much like YouTube. I just trying to watch the people I follow anyway. It's been hard enough to just try to get their videos, and I can't even get all of their videos. Like Grace, I haven't watched Grace with Fashion. I haven't watched all of her videos. I can barely keep up. And I mean, so I get it when people say you put out a lot of content, and that's why I say people, you don't have to watch. Nobody has to watch everything I do because I do too much. I know it can be a lot, especially like a 2 hour lives all the time. That gets in the way. Um, I think I text somebody. Oh wait, what is this? My friend seeing if we're still living. Um, I also stopped watching her, made me feel like I should cut back, and I don't want yeah, exactly, Monica. It's like, I'm okay if that's, like, what she wants to do, but she made me feel bad for my collection. I know that wasn't her intention, but that's how I felt, you know? Um, I missed out catching up on YouTube too, saw HCC today, but keep watching Meredith. Oh, yeah, the Mirrored Bag. Need to watch Meredith. Yeah. I can keep up. I'm also trying to have a life outside of work too. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, no, yeah, right, exactly. Like, so I get it. So it's like, so I watch like the ones I want, and even sometimes when people I like have a video, I don't watch them all. Like, I can't watch all of Jessie Styles. She puts a video out all the time. Sometimes her content drives me a little crazy. Um, Jessie does in general because she sometimes is um too many leading open questions without real opinions. Like she'll talk herself out of something or into something or around a situation, and I'm like, I really want to know what you think. Like, I know what I think. I want to know what you think. So um how many bags do you think your twin has? She has counted them. They do fit in her closet, and most of them came from me. She has about 20. I think I'm a maximalist, so watch me. It's yeah, Jackie, I'm still a max. Yes, right, Dee Dee. You and I, girl, we're on the same journey path here. Um, has stopped watching her videos. Yeah, and there's another one too, Classic Noor. I think that was her name too. She was really very much a minimalist. She was an engineer who stopped working and then, embraced this kind of reduction or whatever lifestyle. Like, no, I can't do it. And I'm trying to just I'm never gonna be a minimalist. I'm never gonna be able to just to have a few things. I'm always gonna be a person who has things surrounding me. What I'm trying to do is be better with the things I have around me and still use them and not just hoard them. Because if I just hoard them, why did I buy them? I bought them to use them. I bought them to look at them. I bought them like the books. Like if I read them or I'm going to read them, then I justify them on the shelf, right? And sometimes I love them so much I read them more than once. But my entire book collection almost is in my garage because when we moved in this house, we never set up the bookcase system because we had to leave it at our old house and it was a lateral, vertical storage. And James hates putting up bookcases like with a passion. So I'm like, I think we did pay for the last time we did it, but if we do any kind of installing now, we pay someone to do it. And it's expensive and people have to come to our house and we don't want that. We're just like, okay, I need opinions. I also like to admire my bags like art, right? Yeah, I need options. Sorry, I need options. Yes, me too. I admire. I have bags I purchased just to look at. Um, Yes, I want to wear my bags, not just look at them as pretty as they are. Yes, there's a few bags I just have for prettiness, and sometimes I have to stop myself saying, Jackie, you do not need another crystal bag because you don't use them. You just look at them, you pick them up, you shine them into the pretty light, you put them back down. That is what I've done with every single crystal bag I have, and I still love all of them. But I so want the Coach crystal bag. I so wanted the Marc Jacobs crystal bags. I've been there, I've looked at them, I've held them, and I'm like, Jackie, you never use these bags, but you just love them. You got me worried I was gonna cry. What? I love you, Dee Dee, and your presentation. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Dee Dee's video today with her tabby collection, I was like, girl, I didn't know it had grown that much. I do wanna get one of those tabby wristlets. It's still on my radar, but man, Ravi says, "I'm on the hunt for a good clutch wedding season just started has started." Right? Everybody's getting married. Luckily, I'm over the age now where my friends are getting married, thank goodness, because man, it's hard. My sister still ends up going to a bunch of weddings still. I'm like, you have fun. She knows a bunch of younger people. The people I know and hang out with are having retirement parties. you know? Mm. My son says, "Is that another shelf princess when I get it back?" I love that, another shelf princess. I'm gonna use that, a shelf princess. I love that. That's priceless. Yeah, we're all stealing that, Dee Dee. Or yeah, Pixie, we're stealing that from your son. You could tell him we just stole that, a shelf princess. Ravi says, "I'd rather go to a retirement party." Yeah, wedding. I'll be darn honest about weddings. I hate going to them. It's great to see people, but weddings are so stressful for the bride's families. If I'm just a friend going to a wedding, yeah, sure, great. It's great being a guest. But if I'm family and it's a wedding, oh hell no. No, I don't want to go. I didn't even want to have a wedding. Our families kind of made me. I was very annoyed at this. I would have been very happy to elope. Um, Maya says, "Yeah, I've definitely got more discipline when asking myself, will I actually wear that bag? I just think it's cute, but will I ever see, will I never see outside, right?" Like says, "I'm not getting married, but I get offers." Yes, and you're smart. You said no. You said, "No, thank you. I'm good." Oh my God, I don't love weddings. I hate weddings. I hate weddings. I hate attending weddings. Even as a friend, I agonize over the gift, like how much is appropriate now? Is this too cheap? Should it be more? Do I do the money thing or do I do something off the registry thing and then just going to a wedding, the clothing, the attire. Is it outdoor? Is it indoor? What can I wear or not wear? Like men wear a dang suit, you're good, right? Um, but women, it's like, is it a short dress? Is it a long dress? It's gonna be, am I going to, you want to look nice, but you don't want to look too nice. And then you're like, and then you have to socialize with other people that you don't know and their family. And there's always kids. And then the food's never great. It's okay. It's okay. But you're catering food for 100, 200 people. Yeah. Yeah. It's exhausting. Exhausting. And the bride and groom are so busy they have to have a videographer and a camera person because they're not going to remember their wedding unless they look at the photos because they're so consumed with everything that's happening, even if they have a planner, even if everything goes right, even if everything is perfect, it is stressful. It's like, no, I don't want to go. When I get wedding invitations, I literally say, "Can I send you money?" I said, I gave them "I'm so sorry we can't make it," all the time. I didn't want to go to them. I didn't want to. Not me. I used to love weddings until the pandemic. Everyone who got married are now divorced. Oh no! No! Great. In gift outfits. Um, no. Events are stressful. Yeah. I don't want to deal with no kids at the wedding. At a wedding, I left to get away, right? Shower gifts, but oh my gosh, and here's the thing, the weddings take on their own beast. They become a beast. They become a expectation. What's a card? Like my father, and this was in 2007. He made me get formally printed invitations. I was just gonna get some stuff from Target and print it myself. He was like, "No." It was over $500, and that was only for 100 invitations. That was $500 for those invitations because of how elaborate they were. Because my father said, and he said that most people will not be coming to your wedding because our family, lives everywhere. He said, what they will see is this invitation. I'm like, fine. Too much drama, especially with family. Oh my gosh, yes. The drama. Ugh. Ravi says, "Oh my God, yes." And I'm just an American wedding. I didn't have an Asian wedding. I didn't have the Thai wedding. I didn't do the expectation of Thai. The Thai wedding situation is very much like South Asian, like Indian, if you've seen them on television. So the Thai wedding situation is the male member of the male family, the groom and his family pays for the wedding. In America, the bride's family pays for the wedding. The groom's family normally pays for the rehearsal dinner. In Thailand, the groom's family has to come to the bride's family and there is an engagement ceremony, guys. Oh my gosh. Like what am I supposed to wear in February wedding in Santa Barbara? I live in Northern California. I have no idea what the weather's like. Yeah, Katie says I've only been to 3 weddings at least a decade apart. 2 or 3 couples are oh wow, 2 or 3 couples are divorced. Um, Christiana says that was a good point by your dad about the invitations, but man, that's expensive. Yeah, 2007. They were gold foiled, embossed or whatever. I mean, they were very fancy, heavy cardstock, but oh my gosh. Too many decisions even as a guest. Oh my gosh, yes. But so like in Thailand, the groom's family comes to the bride's family. There's an engagement ceremony, and then and part of that ceremony is asking the bride's family permission to be engaged to their daughter. It's not a done deal. And this is very formal. This is very formal, right? Not all parts of Thai society do this, but this is traditional. So traditionally, there's an engagement ceremony, and then there's an engagement period, and then there is the religious ceremonies. There's you have to have that various religious parts to this, right? And then they have the actual wedding, and because of Western culture, brides want the big white dress. So not only are you wearing the traditional Thai wedding attire, which is already elaborate and fancy, they wear a Western wedding dress too, because it's infiltrated the culture, and we want the pretty puffy dress like everybody else. So they'll have the wedding puffy dress, and they'll have the traditional Thai dress. Now, a lot of the Thai costuming now they'll rent because it's so very expensive. They might have the base pieces, but all the jewelry and all the stuff that goes with it, they'll probably rent it, right? And then they'll have several, I mean, and most society weddings have 500 tables. I'm not kidding. 500 tables. My cousin who got married had 500 tables. It was a huge wedding. It was two big families got married. I mean, huge because Thai families are big anyway, and it was so expensive. Oh my gosh. Brabby says that's the same with Indian weddings, asking permission to marry. Yeah, yeah. Rainy, but we have been in a La Nina year. Um, Cold is relative though. I think 60 degrees in the high, plenty. Oh, see, 60 degrees to me, it's cold. I would be in a sweatshirt. I want a big fancy dress, but it seems like a waste of money. Okay, here's my wedding story drama. When James and I decided to get married, and it was really just a decision, to just get married, and it wasn't like some big proposal. James said, I think we should get married next year. I said, okay, we'll get married next year. And then the next morning I said, did we just agree to get married? He says, yes. Like, okay, are you sure? And I gave him every opportunity to not get married because we were really getting married for, at the time, if something happened to either one of us, as a person who is living with somebody, and if you're just dating, you have no legal rights to that person. If there's an accident, their next of kin is called. You might live with them and you might be with them and been with them for a long time. Unless you have a legal document saying you're in a partnership, you're nobody. Their next of kin is their blood relation, and that's normally a parent. So we decided to get married just because I didn't want my father to have to make decisions for me if something happened to me. And so he it worked for him. He said, well, let's just get married. We had like 20 people at our wedding, and that was, oh my gosh, Pixie, 20 people. Whew, not a bad idea, Pixie. Um, yeah, so the thing was like, and because of a blended family, we had divorces. His parents had been married for 33 years and divorced the year before we got married, and his dad married his new wife the day before James and I got married. It was contentious. There was a lot of drama. But anyway, so I went looking for a wedding dress when James and I decided to get married, and I went without anybody. I didn't know this is before we had all these wedding dress shows. I didn't know you had to have somebody go with you. I didn't know you had to make an appointment. I didn't know that. I just thought, I'm just going to get dresses. I didn't know that these dresses needed staff. that these dresses need people to help you. I didn't think I could find a dress to fit me. I was a size 26 women, 24, 26 in clothing. And I'm like, I was like, what in the heck can they do with uh, can even have a wedding dress to fit me. I mean, all the clothing I'd ever purchased in my life has been in a plus size specialty store, So I'm like, okay. So I went to the stores and then they're looking at me like, well, do you have an appointment? I'm like, no, and I'm by myself, not realizing this is totally weird, right? Because I didn't know. I didn't know people went to go wedding dress shopping with an entourage. Like, how would I know this? Like, my mother lives in Europe. I have no aunts that live near me. I have no female family members other than my twin, and she's never been married. I had no clue. So I go into the bridal dress store and I try on this over I think it was a $1,500 dress, but this was in 2007. I thought that was astronomically expensive. I thought that was insanely expensive, but it fit me and it was beautiful. And that was actually the dress I wanted, but I could not choke down that price. I could not ask my father for a $1,500 dress. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm not paying this much money and I put the dress on myself. And I went out, looked in the mirror, saw myself in the dress. Now that bridal shop no longer is in existence anymore. It was Alfred Angelo. They went bankrupt, I think, or something. But at the time, it was a very beautiful boutique, you know. And then I went over to David's Bridal, saw a few dresses there, tried on one or two, didn't really love anything. And then at this time, I had a friend. There was a store in San Antonio that was called Putting on the Ritz, and it was literally a quinceanera dress rental place. They really did their most of their business renting dresses for quinceañeras and prom, and they had wedding dresses. So I went there. My friend worked there. She was a seamstress. She worked on a lot of the she still does. She's like a master sewer. She does the fiesta dresses in San Antonio. She does 3 commissions a year at least. I mean, these are many $1,000 dresses. I mean, when I'm talking thousands, like 20 and $30,000 fully beaded fiesta dresses. These are big deal. And they get sponsorships and I mean, she's a big deal. She would not be doing a wedding dress today. But in 2007, she was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll work on your wedding dress," right? And so I go to the store and Putting on the Ritz, and they don't have that many plus size dresses, and a lot of dresses were coming out of China at the time. Um, and they had a few, and there was this one dress, A-line, super simple dress. Now, in my head, I'd always liked the wedding dress from The Sound of Music that Julie Andrews wore. Love that dress. If I could pick a dress that I could just wear, that would be the dress. I don't look like Julie Andrews, and I did not have that dress. Okay. So I'm looking at these dresses at the shop. My sister is with me. My twin sister is with me. This was the mistake I made. This is the first time I went shopping with my twin looking at wedding dresses, and I should never have done it. And I went there, and then my friend who was a seamstress, she was there, and the dress I wanted was a super simple $300 A-line off-white dress. I could wear my regular bra with it. It was perfect. It fit me. All I had to do was hem it a little bit. It would have been fine. $300. I'm like, this is awesome. I love this dress. They hated it because to them, it wasn't a wedding dress. It was a wedding dress, but there was no embellishment. There was no lace. There was nothing on it. It was as simple and plain as you could get, and I loved it. You guys, you would not believe the wedding dress they conned me into. So my twin, because she's my twin, she's going all over the store like, Jennifer, I'll try on anything you want me to try on. I don't care. I was very happy and I was gonna buy this $300 dress. And then, but mind you, my friend, she works on super elaborate fiesta gowns that are beaded and embroidered. Okay. My sister is super fancy. They were not having this super plain dress. They were not happy at all. And the church I was getting married in San Antonio, with well over 100 years. It is a very fancy church. It's very well established. It's an old church. Gorgeous, super beautiful stained glass, like decked out church, right? So my sister's like, "You can't wear this at this that church." I'm like, "I don't care about the church." she's like, she's like, and then so my sister tried on the dress that I was gonna wear. So like, look, because the skirt was phenomenal, right? The top didn't fit. She was gonna have to redo the entire top, but my friend the seamstress said, "I'll do that for you. It's no big deal. I can take care of that. No problem. I'll make you the hoop. I'll get you can borrow." Because at the time we were just get this all through her store, pay for the dress. So here's the thing: the dress, the fancy dress that needs all this alteration is $500. Again, mind you, it's going to need a lot of alterations. So she already told me it's probably going to be $1,000 for this $500 dress once everything's done, right? So Jennifer puts it on and she's like, Jackie, this dress is great. You should get this dress. I'm like, Jenny, it's just so fussy. It's so fancy. It has a cathedral train. It's like there's lace and beading over the whole thing. And she's like, but look at this dress. It's gonna be so awesome when you go up down the aisle and you go up to the pew, or not the pew, the altar. Go up to the altar and you kneel because this is an Episcopal wedding. You're going to be kneeling. So it's going to look so great. The back of this dress is everything, right? I'm like, fine. Okay. So, and she goes, then I still wasn't going to get it. And she said, Jackie, if you buy this dress, I will wear this dress too. I'm like, what? You're not going to wear this dress for your wedding. She, mind you, not dating anybody. And she says, "Yes, when I get married, I will wear this exact dress." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yes, I will do this. I will wear this dress. We will both have the same wedding dress. It will be awesome." I'm like, "Are you really sure you want this dress? You want me to get this dress and you want to wear this dress too?" So we both get the same wedding dress and Michelle will alter it for both of us. And she's like, "Yes." Of course, she's not engaged. She's not married. She's not dating anybody. And she conned me into it. So I call my dad and I say, "Hey, Dad, well, I found the dress. It's $500. And there's going to be alterations on it. It's going to cost more than the 500." He's like, "Well, if this is the one you want, and are you sure your sister said she's going to wear this dress too?" I'm like, "Yeah, she said she'd wear it when she got married. So I guess, so they conned me into this dress, right?" So here's the rub. So I get this dress. It is so heavy. Um, my friend who was working at the store several months down the road stopped working at that store. So she was supposed to do all the alterations for me at the store, use the material at the store. So what she did was buy a stock dress that matched because the satin doesn't always match. You have to get the same to fix the bodice, right? So she did take this dress, start her own studio in her own home. This is when she started doing all her own custom work. So I got her right between, you know, careers essentially. So she redid this top. This is the most beautiful, the most elaborate wedding dress you've ever seen. There is so much lace. There is so much beading. There is so much pomp and circumstance. But I was able to get the sleeve length I required, and I was able to get some of the embellishment removed. And I did have to wear a hoop skirt. This thing was 40 pounds, not kidding. We had to carry it through the airports. Um, it was a nightmare. I had to wear this dress 3 times, and it was no, 2 times, and it was exhausting. So when we get to Europe, my mother loves this dress. She thinks it's amazing. It's everything you think of a wedding and a wedding dress. It looked great on me. I'm miserable. I'm miserable. It's heavy. It's 40 pounds. I'm in a dress. I mean, I go through it. I get married in Europe. We have a party. I'm supposed to wear that dress the next day for photos in the square. I said I'm never putting that dress on again. And then until the next wedding. So we leave the first wedding in Belgium with my European and Thai family, and we go back to America. Then we have our American wedding. And the American wedding is still at the cathedral. It's like another big church. So because it's a blessing, it's through the Episcopal Church. So I had an Episcopal wedding in Belgium with an officiant. that's where it was registered with the Episcopal Church. And then we had another Episcopal wedding in San Antonio, but that's a blessing because I was officially already married, right? So with my American family and his family, and it was the dress, there's drama again. And so anyway, this dress, awesome dress, looks great, photos are great, great memories. I took that dress off after that, the second wedding, and I put that thing back in the bag, and I threw it in the back of the car. I never looked at it again. It had lived its entire life in my sister's house. She won't give it back to me because she knows I'll get rid of it. She says, "No, it's too beautiful." I'm like, "I don't care how beautiful this dress is. This needs to go." She's like, "I'm keeping it." I'm like, "Okay, you can keep it." So guess what she did when she got married. So she gets engaged, she's in love, she's gonna marry the love of her life. Now, my sister has been asked to she's been proposed to at least 9 times. My sister is that girl, you know? So she finally said yes to get married. But my wedding was in October and November. Her wedding is in June and July. hmm So did she wear the dress in the height of summer? No. No, she did not. She did not. And I said, "Jennifer, Michelle can do anything you want to that dress. You wanted this dress. You said this dress was amazing. You loved this dress." And know what she said? She goes, "Jackie, that dress was perfect for you." I'm like, "What? I didn't want that dress. I wanted the $300 dress, not the $1,000 dress." Oh yeah, my sister, she literally has had 9 proposals. She had commitment issues. I was amazed when she decided to marry Andy. And she really just got married when they got married just because they both wanted children and the time was ticking, right? Yeah, I didn't think Jennifer would ever get married because she is Miss can't make a commitment, right? Oh, she played me hard. She's like, "Jackie, that dress is perfect for you. It's great for the." And you know what? I was like, $1,000 dress, custom made, custom fitted. It is the most amazing thing you've ever seen, and you don't want this dress. And do you know what she ended up? She ended up going to David's Bridal. She got this couture dress, super expensive, and it's chiffon. Um, Nothing like my gown. Nothing like she told me. Not the lace, not the beadwork, none of this embellishment. Like I'll be the first person to tell you my dress is beautiful. It wasn't what I wanted, but it was beautiful. Jennifer's dress was exactly what she wanted. And I'm like, and it was over $1,000 before alterations. And I'm like, and she got that dress. My father paid for it. And I'm like, "You lied." She goes, "No, I really meant it. I really was gonna wear it, but we're not doing." She got married in a non-religious ceremony because her husband is not religious and neither is she. So they were just married by an officiant in a hotel. It was a really cool, amazing historic hotel. It's next to the Alamo. Um, yeah, yeah. The dating scene is hard. Oh yeah. I'm a committing person and the man don't seem to want to do that. Oh yeah, no, they don't want to do that these days. And here's the thing, Jennifer, when she was dating and looking to get married, like she was dating many people, she was also dating Andy at the time. And at some point, Andy, it just never occurred to him that she was dating other people while she was dating him. She was like, "Yeah, I'm dating other people." I mean, they found each other off of a dating website. Like she was dating 5 different people, trying to find somebody to live the rest of her life with, you know? And so when he finally says like, "Well, do you want to be exclusive?" And she was like, "Do you?" And next thing she knows, they're exclusive, and he conned her into marrying him. And not only that, um, she never wanted to live with him before they married because she wanted to live separately before they combined households and everything. Because they got married a little older, and they got married, and they ended up having a honeymoon baby. So on their honeymoon, that's when they conceived their daughter. And within the first 6 months of that marriage, I looked at Jen like, so if you weren't pregnant, would you still be married? And she's like, no. Now, they've been married for well over 10 years now, but it is a commitment and it is hard work. They would not. I actually kind of wonder what's going to happen with these two when their kids are up and grown because they have done nothing but be parents, right? So you just never know. Yeah. Oh, and they also don't want to go on dates either. Oh no, it's not dates. It's hookups now. It's not even dates. It's forget trying to get to know somebody. Talk to the other person about this, and people also want to have texting relationships. Very strange. Yeah, they don't want to talk on the phone. They want very little commitment. I couldn't date in today's world. I really couldn't. I've talked to James about that. Like James, like if something happened to either one of us and I'm alone or you're alone or vice versa or whatever, like I'm not gonna marry any. I'm not dating. He's like me neither. It's like we know enough of young people. I'm like, ah, you know, I I just think I mean, I found James at work. We were 25 when we met. I thought I was old because most people at that time knew each other since high school, been married right out of high school. We were 25, and then, we got married at 27. We thought we were so old. Now we're like, man, we were 27. We were kids, you know? Um, it really is that girl. Yeah, it is. It's just like this is just sheets between the sheets time. Like you don't need a girlfriend for that. You can, whatever. Oh, and they also, yeah. Um, dating scene is brutal, says Christiana. I went either. My boyfriend and I started dating before dating apps together for 7 years. Yeah, right. Um, Ronnie says, no one likes to talk on the phone. I hate talking on the phone, but I want to hear a man's voice. I hate talking on the phone too. I don't want to talk on the phone. I would much rather meet up, actually see you in person and talk to each other, especially because so much. Lynn, why do you think I'm still single? I get it, Lynn. I get it. It's not easy at all. No way. Pixie says, I did see your text, by the way, Lynn. I just didn't respond. If someone happens to my husband, it's done. I'm just getting more pets. That's how I feel about it too. Um, right, Ronnie? What it sounds like. Oh, Mickey Mouse, yeah. Marilla, relationships are complicated today. Pets are the best. Yes, they love you no matter what. I agree that dating scene is brutal, brutal. The expectations, I don't even, like, I can't even, like, and here's what I tell people, like, when they say about, like, James and I getting married, falling in love, all that, that was easy. That was great. Living with each other's families has been hell. Him with my family issues, and I mean, and he's met them and he's know all of them, and me dealing with his family issues and my mother-in-law. It's like I don't like this. It's like how are you the only sane person in your family? And he'll say the same thing to me. It's like, how are you the only sane person in your family? Like, I don't know. There's so much communication that happens with men that is physical, and the fact of body language and tone that I don't think you really get it. You can lie like you can lie on texting and you can lie on the phone, but it's harder to do it in person. There's a lot of communication that happens in person without words, you know. I spent a lot of time when I was dating, and I'm not saying I dated a lot of people, but I paid more attention to how the person I was dating treated the person, treated the staff and people around them because we would go to restaurants, right? So how did they respond to not just me, how did they respond to the wait staff? How did they respond to the host? What did they treat other people like? Because that's what matters. Was like if they treat other people poorly, it's going to just be a moment in time before they treat you poorly. So I always looked at how they treat other people, and James is the most polite person you've ever met. Um, my saying is, if a good man wants a woman, he will be chasing you like a flashlight in the. Oh yeah, Yeah, I mean, if people make time to do the things they want to do, that's the way it is. I have a good man right now waiting in the wings for me. Yay! Exactly, Jackie. My best friend is going through the dating scene and says men don't want to be in relationships or they lie and say they do. Yeah, they do to get in bed. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, because it's that human connection that we keep wanting to go for, and unfortunately, that connection is tends to be a little bit more hormone driven, than anything else. And it's funny too, like the good marriage part, like when people talk like, it might be the attraction that gets you to date people originally, but that's just a very small part of what a relationship and life together with somebody is, and it comes and goes and wanes. Like it's never going to be that first flush of romance or right after the wedding and everything's new and different, and and then all of a sudden you've been with the same person for 17 years, and we're like, and we don't even have to talk to each other because we just look at each other and we know what each other's thinking, not because we can read each other's mind. We can't. It's just because we know each other well enough to know that what we're both thinking is, "Let's get the hell out of this place. Why are they setting up karaoke? Let's go." And we don't have to say that because we both know that now. We know each other enough that we're like, "No, no, no. Hey, Horalina, I loved your video today. I did not know you bought that Longchamp bag from Ed Braun. That is so cool." Um, I had that bag, not that colorway, but I had that bag. I gave mine to Dee Dee, because I do think that's like one of the best bags Longchamp ever made, and then they discontinued it. You know, I don't get it, to be honest, about what you want and find someone like minded. Why? Yeah, because they're not really looking. I don't know. I don't know. I just am lucky. I tell everybody I drug James home, when I found a nice guy, and I knew what I saw when I saw it, and I literally drug him home and says, "Yep, you're mine." Because his last girlfriend was an absolute idiot. I'm like, she let you go. She's a moron. You're awesome. And everybody who's actually met James agrees with me. He thinks he's awesome. Or not he does. They think he's awesome. He doesn't think he's awesome. He just thinks he's very much like his grandfather. He takes after his grandfather in mannerisms and personality, and a lot in how he treats people. He learned from his grandfather. Um, so he's just a nice dude. He really is just a nice guy. Um, Now the man I've known for 20 years, and he's annoyed that I've made bad I stole it from him. He stole it. Yeah, you did, Horlina. That bag is amazing. I still get, well, Ed. Ed and Winnie do this. Ed and Winnie, they will be done. They'll get something. It will be the best thing you've ever seen. They will love it forever. And that forever for them is just a few months. It just is. That's how they are. They fall in and out of love with bags. And I'm assuming that bag specifically, Horlina, is that I think it was too small for him. Now that he's having babies around, he probably is being that I need a tote bag. Why do I have this little teeny tiny bag that doesn't fit my wallet? You know? I still can't. I might be in the minority, but I find being married to my husband easier than dating him. Yes, being married to James, well, after the first 5 years. After the first 5 years, it was much easier being married. It was honestly learning James's languages of he was used to doing what other people wanted, and I've realized when we first got married, he was just doing what he thought I wanted him to do, and I'm like, and I noticed like, why aren't you playing video games? Why aren't we doing stuff you like to do? Why are you like you're not you don't seem like you're having a good time. What is wrong? And he was like, and it took a lot of those conversations. He thought if he did what he thought I wanted him to do, I would be happy. I'm like, no, I'm happy. Me being happy has nothing to do with what you do. I am happy because I am happy. You're happy because you're happy. You doing whatever you're doing now is not making me happy. What makes me happy is you enjoying yourself, you having a nice life, you being happy with your life. So whatever this thing is you're doing, we need to stop. you know? And so we had to learn. He just thought he had to sacrifice his entire life or whatever now that he's married. I'm like, no, like you're still playing video games. We're still going to movies. If this is what you want to do, this is what you want to do. Like, I'm not changing you. We're married. Doesn't mean anything. We're legally together. We make decisions together. That's the only difference. It's like, I mean, the person I was dating is still the same person I like. So why did you think you had to change just because we got married? So the first 2 years is the hardest because you can pretend and put your best foot forward for a short time. At some point, the person that's always thrown the towel on the floor comes back. Like when you're first together, the towel might go on a rack, clothes might go on a chair, but honestly, James still throws his clothing on the floor. That is his way. And I says, I don't care if your clothing is on your side of the bed, on your side of the bed's floor. As long as it's not on my side of the bed's floor, I don't care. You know? But it's like, but it's just ridiculous. I'm heading to bed. Have a good night. Hey, Lynn, if you get a chance, um, listen to my live from yesterday, at least the first 20 minutes. You'll get the whole lowdown what's been happening. It was my Friday night live, about 20 minutes. A lot has happened, Lynn. You have very good instincts to text me. Um, I fully believe we are just perfect complements for each other, says Jorgelina. Again. Christiana, we've only been married 2 years, but together for 5. Yes, it's about learning the languages. Yeah, and learning what they're not saying. Like today, I snapped at James. He's not feeling well. I do not do well when James is not well. And I asked him a question, and he didn't give me an answer. And I said, James, either you're coming with me or you're not coming with me. That dictates what I do. So is it yes or no? Sometimes he just wants me to make decisions. Like, okay, you're coming with me. Um, my husband is the same. He puts everyone else before himself. Yeah, James does that. And the thing is, you can't keep doing that. You can't do that forever. So I have to make I have to force James to put himself first. I said, look, no, 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 we're not doing that. And there's social situations where he's like Mr. Nice Guy, like, oh no, I'm so sorry, we can't do that right now. And I'll be that fall guy, I'll be that axe man. I'm like, we gotta go. And James like, oh, thank you, I didn't want to do it. Like, I know you didn't want to go do that. You can just tell them no. And she's like, I can't do it. He's like, I can't do it. I'm like, well, then I can. And that's why we're married. So I can tell these other people that I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to do that thing. We don't really want to socialize after work. We're tired. We want to go home. We want to come home and see our pugs. We don't want to go have drinks after work. You know, I just got off the phone with James. I heard, okay, great. Okay, thank you, Lynn. Um, Oh yeah, James and I mean, he's awesome. He's absolutely amazing. I really thought at one point we would be divorced, really. And not because we were mad or upset, it's because um I thought he wanted to leave me because he said, "What if I get an apartment in Austin?" Because he was commuting from Austin to San Antonio. I was working in San Antonio, and the commute is brutal. He did it for like 9 years, and I thought that meant okay. If I just envisioned if we separate and he's in a different apartment, and we have to get who has the dogs and is he coming down every weekend and the logistics of this, and I'm just like I thought, okay, are we getting a divorce? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So then he commuted longer. And then finally, when he says, okay, Jackie, it's been 9 years of this commute. I cannot keep doing this. We've got to move. So I said, okay, fine, fine, fine. So I said, I'll apply to Austin. If they hire me, I'll leave my job. Well, they hired me. So then we moved. And I was really upset because if we'd stayed in the home we had in San Antonio, we would have paid it off by the age of 50. And we would have been that was the life I was trying to live, like paid for a house, and then I realized give up that dream. So we sold the house for a loss because we sold to our brother, his brother, and then for a song, dance, and a steal. And we bought this house. We have 2 mortgages on it. We will never pay this house off. That dream of paying off my house, that went away. That went away when we sold the first house. And I said, look, And I said, James, this isn't going to be our last home. We'll sell it. Hopefully, we will get out from underneath the mortgage note, um, and we'll live somewhere else because this is too big of a home for him and I if we retire. And if we do retire at any point, if we live long enough to retire, this town we live in currently is not conducive for senior amenities at all. Like if you're, I mean, having, if you cannot drive and you need help, there's not that many services out there for you in a rural area. So I told James, like, this is not going to be the end house. This is not going to be the end all be all. We'll downsize again. We'll sell this. We'll move. This is not the last house we buy. So we'll just live our life, enjoy life, and that paid off house is never going to be it. And even in Texas, if we even paid off our house, in Texas, because we don't have state income tax, we have property tax and sales taxes. The property taxes on my friend, his home that's paid for, when he retires, he will still be paying $10,000 a year in property taxes. My other friend who is retired already, she spends $7,000 a year in property taxes, and that's capped, you know, that, and if you're looking at retirement income, just trying to make it through life, retired, and she's spending $7,000 in retirement. Now, her house is worth $500,000, but still, she's retired, you know, and she still has to come up with 7 grand every on top of utilities and living expenses. And she has a really large home, but there's 3 people living in it and 2 dogs. 3 dogs and 3 people. Her daughter lives there, her husband lives there, so it's a full house. And then like it's expensive, you know. James is nice, kind-hearted, and well-mannered. He's very all those things. That is completely true. He's the one who wants me to do um, YouTube when I started to do this. So even though he's stressed out with my bag hoard becoming too much, it's because I went overboard. It's not because I'm talking to you guys. He loves the fact that I'm talking to you guys because that means I am not talking to him about bags. He does not care about bags. He laughs at me all the time when I take my bag out in a restaurant or someplace and take photos. And I stop people and say, "Oh, I love your bag," all the time. um, yeah, Orlino says like a protector. He's so good at shielding me when I can't say no. Yeah, James does that to me. Like, I have a problem saying no to vendors, salespeople, and like I always want to help people that way. But James has a hard time saying no to social engagements, which he does not want to do. Um, Christiana says, New Jersey property tax is ridiculous. My mom pays 14K per year for a 2,000 square foot house. Yeah, 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 exactly. You know, it's super maple. It's a sugar maple. It's a sugar maple split, as it has a lot of space, but doesn't feel big. I'm in California, but I'm a rent. Oh yeah, you can't. Nobody can buy houses in California, and if you can buy a house in California, you can't pay for the insurance because as depending on what part of California, Florida is the same way. Yeah, New Jersey is expensive. Morales says, I know, used to live there. Um, it's expensive. Yeah, that's sad. I went to high school in New Jersey, and the education was phenomenal. My aunt lived in Summit, New Jersey. She loved it. And then my cousin, they lived in outside of Princeton and a place, yeah, outside of Princeton for years. They lived in New Jersey for most of her life. They just now moved to California because their son moved out there, and that's where the grandchildren are. So they moved out to California, which, by the way, weather-wise, they love it because in New Jersey, they had a whole winter coat wardrobe situation that involved fur coats because it's cold up there. And they moved to California, and her husband's a huge, long distance biker. So he loves cycling out there. Like they took a vacation to Hawaii to go cycling on the islands. Like that's not why I go to Hawaii, but that's why they went to Hawaii. Um, yes, Summit is a great town. Princeton is like the best area for public schools in the US. Yeah, that's where she was. Like she was a teacher, and he was a big time, you know, CEO of something or other. They're both retired now, but my husband wants to move back to California. He lived there in Napa for 10 years. Well, it's California. It's rather pricey, but if you can deal with that, then do it. I mean, you can't beat the weather. I mean, well, some parts of California are better than other parts of California. It is a very large state. Um, but I think I love visiting it. I love driving through it. I don't want to live there. And when people come from California over to Texas, I say, "Oh, welcome to the greatest state of the union. I'm so happy you left California. Welcome to Texas." And then you have the other Texans that are like, "Oh, please go back to California." I'm like, "Oh, no, no, no. They left California to come to Texas because we're the best state." I'm I'm one of those annoying Texans, and I'm not even a native Texan. My husband is, but I'm not. Um, my brother and I just inherited my house from our parents. They bought it in 1975, so our property taxes are around 1K. Wow. Wait a minute, but you inherited it. Your tax rate changes because that was capped at their price. Now it gets reevaluated and it's going to be market value until you depending on the laws of that state. I'm in Vacaville, 30 minutes away from Napa. Bryce says California is a very nice, well-behaved one, but very expensive. I know, right? I'm in Southern California, says Marilla. Christiana says, let's win the lottery first, then we can move to California. Right? Right. It's like, yeah. I would love to live in San Diego. Who wouldn't? It's one of the prettiest places there is. Can't afford it. It's like I would love to live in Hawaii again too, but yeah, I can't afford that either. Not in California. $1 million exclusion from. Oh, that's awesome, Katie. That's the best. That's the best. Well, that's good because my aunt and uncle had a house in Calabasas, and it was one of those. They're called Cinderella houses, and I can't remember why they were called that way, but there's these cute little 1970s ones. It's not the ranch style house, but it's close to that where it's a garage, front door, one floor, and they were called Cinderella houses or whatever. And when they bought it, it was like, I don't know, $20,000, which was normal price. And then when he passed, it was worth under $500,000 without any renovations. With renovations, all those houses were over $1 million. And it's not because they were huge houses, but the property, it was in Calabasas, California, and those lots were larger lots. And because that's what people put houses on, you know, and everybody would buy those houses, renovate them, and then you have this like amazing home, you know. Prop 19 replaced Prop 13. I'm in Southern California too. It really is so expensive here. Yeah. Well, when people talk about the Haley Bieber drink or whatever smoothie in California and it's $19, but when people are in California, they said, well, it's $19 for a drink at a smoothie at Starbucks. That's how much they cost. I'm like, they do? Like, in the Starbucks in California, how much are you paying for coffee? But then I was talking to some other people, and they were telling me that Las Vegas is a lot like California, where coffee prices are crazy ridiculous. You know, head to bed. Yeah, I need to go to bed too. I've been hanging out for an hour and a half. Thank you for hanging out with me. We did count one shelf. Now the key is going to be not to add or remove anything off that shelf so I can keep count and then we'll go through. What I can do is count bags, maybe do a bin alive and count how many bags are in a bin so that I can go through and see how many bags I have that way. Oh, hey, so when we cat tour, we're just about to head on out and go to bed. How many are you at? We counted one bookcase, and the one bookcase had 41 bags on it. And that's a small bookcase. I can tell you right now there's more books. There's more bags on the smaller bookcase than there is on that bookcase because I have them stacked flat stacked on top of each other. So anyway, I'm gonna be live tomorrow at 7 Central Time with Jolie on Jolie's channel. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Have a good, people are celebrating Halloween or whatever. Have fun. Um, yes, um, San Diego is beautiful. I'd love to go there. Um, okay, I'm gonna stop this. I can stop talking. Good night, everybody.